For more interesting videos, subscribe to Tech Simplified TV and hit the bell icon for updates. Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of Tickle in vlsi. In today's episode, we will focus on to the area of the different data structure in Tickle. Before beginning anything, I would like to say one thing. In Tickle, there are three types of data structure. We'll go in deeper, and this data structure can be used efficiently case by case basis. Okay, so without any further delay, let's begin. So what are the three data structure that are available in Tickle? The first one is list. The second one is called associative array. The third one, which is the newest and latest, is called dictionary. So we will go one by one for them. So let's talk about the list. In this section, we will be discussing different features of list, the different command sets, different options, and various ways to manipulate a list. Okay, so let's begin. So first, we'll look how a list can be created. The first way is that you can write set my list, and within a rectangular bracket you can type in the procedure list followed by the list elements. That is, here three elements are there, A, B, C. So A, B, C will make the list. In the similar fashion, but in a different way, we can create the list like that. Just write set my list, then within double quotes A, B and C. Each are space separated. The third option, or the third way we can create, instead of using the double quotes, we can use the curly bracket here. It will create the same list. Another way is that we can use the dollar symbol when we are using the list procedure. Okay, again, this dollar value can be used when you are using the curly bracket. So these are the ways we can create a list. In all of these 5 options, you have a direct approach of creating a list. There will be indirect approaches which I will explore in the later part of this tutorial. So stay with me. And we are done with this section. Let's move on to the next. So I was talking about the manipulations. So we can split or concat, or we can judge a length of a list. So let's begin. So in this section, I will show the code in a pink background, which is the Tickle code, and the corresponding output will be shown in a black background box. Okay, so the pink box contains the code and the black box contains the output. So this convention I will follow throughout the entire slide. Okay, so let's begin the code. We have our shell declaration at the first. Then here we can use the split procedure. Okay, set, then we write a name of the list, and within quotes we write the path of a file. Okay, say it here is it starts from home and it goes up to the tickle test folder. So it's, in this case, it is a folder, and with respect to slash we are splitting it. So slash will be the second argument here, which you can see within the double quotes. The first argument is the path, and the second argument is the slash. So it's a particular example, but the first argument, there you can have different instead of slash you can have comma or some other kind of delimiter. So that delimiter you have to specify as the second argument for the splitting. So this will create a list and save it into the m list, and we can echo the m list here with the puts command, and once we do, it will print out the list that will contain the folders there in the hierarchy. So let's see another example. Here we are creating the list lst with the list function, and 0 to 7, these are the elements we are using here. We are just checking the echoing. Okay, it's echoing correct. And then we are using L index. So L index is a particular procedure here. Okay, obviously it's a keyword, but it's a procedure here, and it can actually pull out a particular value which is situated at the index. So the first argument is the list, the second argument is the index. So it will pull out the value sitting at that particular index. So here what is coming out? 3. Okay, because it's at the 3 index. Okay, so next we are using the concat procedure. So what is there? We are using using first list. Okay, lst, and within rectangular bracket we are giving 8, 9, 10, and we are using the concat. Okay, so I don't need to repeat any again and again. The first argument is the list, and second argument is the next one, next element. So concatenation in general means that you are joining things. Okay, so we have split, we have seen the split, now we can see the join also. So here what we are doing, the first list was there and we are concatenating another list. So this, the entire list will go to a second list, okay, which is lst2, and if we echo it, you can see that 8, 9, 10 has been added in the series. Okay, the next one is append. Okay, previous one was concatenation and this is append. So when we use the concat, right, we are saving into another list. Obviously we can save into the same list, but since we are here, the purpose of this particular slide is that how we can manipulate. So we can also use the append command to append things at the last of the list. So here we are appending 11, 12, 13 and 14 to the lst2, and when we echo, we can see the elements have been added. So the next command, that is lset, that actually manipulates a particular index value. So here we are setting the 15th element, right, and with the value 15, and if we echo, right, we can see that it has manipulated and it has changed the value 14 with 15. Okay, we'll request you to try the code at your end to understand and play with the code so that you can understand better. Here we are again using the length procedure here to judge the length of a list. Okay, and we are storing the output of the procedure L length, which is coming out of the rectangular bracket, into len variable, and we echo the len, and it is echoing that the length is 15. So this way you can do different manipulations in the list. So we have covered, split, concat, length. Okay, so all of this in this particular slide. So let's move on to the next slide. So here we will see the sorting procedure. Now we are talking of sorting. There could be different type of sorting. The types are, we can do the ASCII sorting, we can do the real number sorting, we can do the integer based sorting, and dictionary based sorting. Okay, so let's see. As per our previous slide, pink box contain the code and the black box contain the output. So here this is a continuation code. So I have not shown the TCL SH line, and here we are using the previous LST2 that we have just used, and we are using the LSort and LSort procedure to sort, and with the ASCII method, so it will operate and store back into the LST2. And if we put it, what we get, so in ASCII what happens that it starts with in ASCII order. So you can see the first element is 0, then 1, then 1 0, then 1 1. So anything related to 1 comes and finishes first, then it is 2 3 4 5 6 and on. So it is the ASCII sorting. So let's do we are again using the LSort, and this time we are using the integer procedure, okay, the integer method for sorting. So here if we echo it, and what will happen that it will sort the list as per the integer, and we can see it is sorting it in an incremental way. So it's starting from 0 and it's stopping at 15 with the integer method of sorting. So in case we want to sort it in a decreasing way, we have to add a dash decreasing switch here, so to the LSort procedure, and that will do it. Okay, and if we use the integer and the decreasing together, this is the output that comes. So it starts from the higher number and goes to the lower number. So these are the things that you may need when you are doing the actual manipulation for the tickle code for your VLSI tool. There if you came across something which you need to sort, if it is a number you can sort it as a number, if it is a text you can, based on ASCII you can sort it. So then you can iterate the list and use it as per your need. So let's see the next one. Here we are using the dictionary sorting, using the dictionary switch here with the same LSort procedure, and let's see what happens. If we do this and print out the LST2, it does the dictionary sorting in this case. Okay, it's also similar to that integer sorting what we have seen. Let's go to the next one. Here we are defining a real number list with the name RLST. Okay, and the elements are declared in a double quoted way with the space separated value. Okay, all real numbers. So we just here we have, for sorting this we have to use the dash real switch, okay, with the LSort procedure, and give it, and we are saving it back into the original list, and then we are echoing. So we can see that the thing has the real list has been sorted as per the real number, and the smallest real number has come first, then the bigger one, then the bigger one. This is only you can understand the value by the value. Okay, so it goes on, and the highest real number is at the last. Now if we want to do the reverse sorting, we have to add a dash decreasing switch here. So LSort then real, then decreasing, then the list name, okay, with the dollar. And if we echo it, what will happen, it will start from the highest number, highest real number, and it will go down to the lowest real number. So this is a way of dealing with the different kind of sorting in a list. So at the beginning I said we will see how we are manipulating a list. So this is how we are manipulating a list with sort. Okay, so this section is done. Let's move on to the next section. Iterating over a list. Pink box code, black box the output. Okay, so we start here with our code, and here we setting x list x with the elements ABC, and we are just echoing here. Here in this particular put statement I have used the lindex command within the triangular bracket directly in the ports. Okay, it can also be done. Okay, and we can see here we can see here that it gives the C value. Okay, try this at your end and you will get the results. Okay, you can see that the twth element, that is 3 elements are here. The first one is 0th, then the 1, then 2. So at that 2 position, right, the element is C. So here we are next, we set I with 0 and we are using a for each loop to iterate over the list, and we are using the puts command to print that j is the item number in $I, okay, in the list in X. So j is the element here, okay, $j, and the I will give the index, and we increase at the end with the INCR procedure, and we close the for each. So the magic, guys, here you will see that how this operates. If we execute this, it will print out like this. First one, A is the item number at the 0th position of X, B is the 1 position of X, and C is that the 2 position of X. Now the for each loop, it grazes through by itself. It grazes through the index, and when you use the for each loop, you graze through the index and you get the corresponding value. We do not graze in a random order for a list. Okay, that is what we have learned in this particular slide. So let's move on to the next slide. Append, insert and replace. That's all we are talking about in this particular slide. Okay, so again we are here for the manipulation of a list. These are also the manipulation tools of a list. Here in the pink box, we are using the code. Black, we are using the output. So here is our first shell command, okay, that we are the first line of the code, and we here write a test list with the 3 elements A, B, C, accessing the elements by index. Okay, so we are using the lindex command, and we are using the test list and the 0, so it will give output A. Okay, and it's the magic. Say we don't know how long a list is, and yet we have to print the last element of the list. We can use end keyword that will give C. Next, we append, using the append D, test list D. The entry to the list will be from the right hand side. Okay, so this D will go after C, and we echo it, and we see yes, it is coming at the last. Here now the question is how we can make the entry from the beginning, that is from the left hand side. So for that we have to use the insert procedure, and we have to give 0 as the position where we are pushing that particular element. Okay, so we echo it, and we see that E has come at the beginning, and the rest of the elements are after that. So for entry of a element from the right hand side, we have to use append. For entry from the left hand side, we have to use the insert. I have shown you the both. Still you can play this insert, okay, in multiple ways, so you can do that at your end. Replace a single element. Okay, so we can use the replace procedure, okay, in the test list. You can see in the rectangular bracket here, and the first argument is the $test list is the list, and then we give the range from 2 to 2. Okay, so it will start at 2 and end at 2, and this means it will stay at 2, and it will replace with K. So if we echo it, what will happen, that B is now replaced with K. Okay, and let's see another one. So here we are using the replace, and we are replacing the last element. So end end. So it will start at end and it will end at end. So the range is end to end, means one particular position. So we are using the L replace and we are replacing the last element with I, and we echo it and we can see that D has been now replaced with I. So these are couple of another ways you can manipulate or play with a list. Okay. So data structures, here I like to Peter give a pause and say something, that data structure a very important element when you are dealing with huge amount of data. The manipulation are not just only that you are manipulating it to know it, but in actual time you will need these manipulations, okay, for a particular target that can be judged by you. Okay, so here we are done with the particular section. Let's move on to the next. So list of list operations. So in this section I'm going to discuss the nested list. Okay, so nesting, I think whoever learned C, they are much familiar with the concept. Nesting means one particular thing is instantiated inside similar particular structure. So that is called nesting. So list is a nested structure of data structure. So we'll talk about this in this particular section. So in the pink box the code goes, and black the output will come. So let's begin our code with the shell, and then here we use the list of list. So how we are defining? We are using the list procedure, and then first two elements are A, B, okay, and then the third element is itself a list, that its whose elements are C, D, E. Fourth element is again the list of list. The first element is F itself, and the second element is again a list whose elements are G and H. So you may take some time to understand this, but this is how we can define a list of list. And when we print out this particular list, we get these as output. So we have A, B, third one is C, D, E, the fourth one is a list of list where the first element F and the second element is another list whose elements are G and H. So this is the example of a list of a list. We are we can also use the split command here, and we can see the output how it goes. So when you output it, the backslash command thing come. Okay, so this backslash means that the curly brackets are not elements, they are the list separators, right? That means whatever we are writing for actual, so that backslash denotes it as a special character, not as a normal character. Okay, you can understand how the list is now treated. Okay, so again here we can concatenate, okay, the on a list here, list of list operations. So we concatenate the A, B, then the list is C, D, E, then the third list is F, G, H. Now here I would like to pause and give a focus to your mind that we are here doing the concatenation, means we are concatenating or joining three lists. It will end up as a list, and what it will be? So will it be a list of list or it will be a simple list? Let's see by the output. So when it concatenated, we can see A, B remain as the two elements, then the third list is concatenated and flattened, so the next elements become C, D, E and F. Only the third one, which is a list of list, the first element is flattened but not the second element. So what the concatenation operator has done, that it has flattened the first level of list, not the second level or the third level. If any list was there where list of list operation goes a third level of hierarchy, so only the first level will be flattened. Okay, rest of the things will remain as is. So this has become a list of a list, but not consisting of the three. So here is the difference. Okay, how you create a list of list, and when you concatenate three lists, the two things become different. The first thing is shown in the first example of this slide, and the latest one which I am right now talking about is the concatenation of different lists or different list of list. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So here we are using append command, that is to append. What we are appending here, I, j, k, l and m. So this is a single element. Okay, and after appending it becomes like this, it becomes the third element. So to the flattened list we are adding another element here by the append, and here again we are using the insert command. Okay, at position 3 with the single element 1 to 3, and it output becomes, so you can see that we have done an insertion. Okay, not a replacement, we have done an insertion, and it has become ABC, then 1 2 3, then D E F. Okay, so this is the difference of insertion and replacement. So what you understand from this is that you can insert or replace, but they are two separate operations. Here we have shown the insert operation, and now we are showing the replace operation with the replace, and here we are using the range 3 to 5, and what elements we will be using, we are using two elements, so we are replacing three elements by two elements. Okay, and once we echo it, it replaces three elements by two elements. You can have practicing using this code at your end, and please don't forget to comment. Okay, so you are done for this section, and we'll be moving to the next one. So another set of list operations, let's see. Here will be our code, and here will be our output. So code begins here, and we can create a list in the similar fashion here that we are done already, but here we are using the triangular bracket. So you can see if we read from left, right, the first three elements are ABC, then the next element is a list whose elements are KLM, then PQ are the normal elements, and then again the next element is a list which is RW. So if we echo it, it will print out the list elements like this. Okay, and puts again we are using the third index. Now we want to reconfirm that the third position of this list is what. Okay, it will put out another list, so that is KLM. So the third element is KLM, confirmed. So next we print out the sixth element. Okay, and it prints RW. Okay, so that is the last one. Okay, and now we are doing another level of manipulation, that is we are using piped structure of commands here in Tickle using two level of the rectangular bracket. Okay, here what we are doing is L index, and then first inner one will be executed, the first inner triangular bracket will be executed, and then the output goes to the outer one, and like that. So the innermost will first, so L index J list 6, it is the sixth element, and once we get, it's a list of list. Okay, so the first element of that particular list will be printed. So what we get here when we echo this, it's a W. So there are two elements 0 and 1, and we have printed out the 1, so that is W. So guys, this is the examples of a list and accessing them. So we are done with this section. Let's move on to the next one, searching element in a list. Okay, so here what we'll do is black will be the output and pink is the code. So let's begin our code here. Our shell goes here and searching inside an element. So here we use the L search. So we have a list, we don't know the content of the list, and we want to search whether a particular element is present in that particular list. So for that we are using the L search procedure, and in the triangular bracket you can see that L search, and we use the list, test list, and then A. So this is for your educational purpose. This is not going to run right now. And positive or zero return value for an existing element. So if it returns 0 or a positive number, that means this particular element A does exist for the test list. Okay. A negative return value, say -1 or something other, for a non-existing element. Okay. We'll show by an example down below. We create a list with the fruits: apple, app, banana, c, carrot. Okay, so this is a list which contain names. Okay, and we use the L search procedure inside for the LST, and we use the app element. Okay, so we know that app exists there, so the return value comes as 1. Okay, this is a tried and tested code, so I am using the outputs from there. You can try it at your end. And if we search L search that AP, by looking at this particular list LST, is there any AP element? No. Okay, output comes as the -1. So the positive value or 0 value gives a confirm that there is that this particular element exists in the list, and a negative value will say it doesn't exist in the list. So this is a searching inside a list. So we are done with this section. Let's move on to the next one. And that's all. We have come to the end of this particular episode, and don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to comment. Thank you guys.